Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about the number one word a narcissist cannot stand, the things they do when you say that word, and it is one surefire way of spotting the signs of narcissism within somebody. And that word is when you turn around to a narcissist and say no to them. So this video is to explain a bit more about why narcissistic people don't like the word no, what they can do when they hear the word no, and what you can do about it. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to narcissistic people, they would need at least 5 of the 9 criteria to be classed as on the spectrum of the disorder. So there are those who can have all 9 of the criteria and are highly toxic. Some can be highly dangerous to be around, where you need to safely step away from. There are people who could have 1 or 2 of the criteria in high levels. So although they wouldn't be classed as on the disorder, they have high traits of narcissism, and depending what 2 they have, they can be very difficult people, very challenging people to be around, where you need to more limit your contact around them, learn who you are as a person, learn who they are as a person, and step away from them as a person if they bring you down. Whether someone is a narcissist or not, it's more to describe the reason why they behave, how they behave. It is never to excuse how another person mistreats you or mistreats somebody else. That is on the person who is mistreating another. There is no excuse. Reasons, yes. Excuses, no. So narcissism, the narcissist personality disorder, helps give people the understanding that they need of the things they have been through. So when it comes to these criteria, one is a narcissist arrogance. And with arrogance, they can be extremely argumentative, especially if they're not getting their own way or they've heard the word no. They can become extremely argumentative, or they can show signs of arrogance by falling silent on you, by refusing to communicate with you because they didn't get what they wanted, because they feel entitled to not communicate with you because they believe you're the one at fault and not themselves. Within a narcissist arrogance, they are very controlling people. They are very overbearing people, very demanding people. With the arrogance of a narcissist, their needs always come first. They are very selfish and very stubborn. Narcissists tend to believe they are special. They believe they are deserving of special treatment and special attention. The word no doesn't compute within their minds because they believe that they should be able to just have what they want, when they want, with whoever they want, with a lack of empathy to care for who they hurt along the way. With their belief that they are special, their thoughts, their feelings, their opinions are fact, and everybody else to the narcissist is wrong. If you don't agree with the narcissist, you are the one to them who is in the wrong. They're not willing to listen to other people's perspectives or points of view unless it matches their own. They are stubborn. They want everything their own way. A narcissist can act like a know-it-all, and if they don't know it all, they're going to find a way to make you feel bad so that they can feel better. A narcissist will go to the extremes of if you're going somewhere and they believe they know the way and they're determined to tell you that they know their way, they're not going to listen to any input from any other source. Even if they don't know the way, they're not going to admit that fault. They can drive you around the houses pretending they know what they're doing, and if you try to point something out to them, they can fly into a rage. They can fall silent on you because to them, they are right, they know better, they know more, and you are in the wrong. If a narcissist says it's this way and you say, no, it's that way, you are going to be painted out to be the bad guy, and the narcissist will take twice as long at getting you somewhere because they've got to do it their way. They've got to prove that they knew better, that they're right. And as a narcissist lacks empathy, they are always going to blame all others. To the narcissist, they are right and everybody else is in the wrong. They don't see their own weaknesses. They don't see their own mistakes. They refuse to admit fault. Narcissists get very irritated when people don't do as the narcissist wants those people to do. As to a narcissist with that lack of empathy, it's all about them. They care about themselves, getting their needs met. It's other people they're not so fussed about. And narcissists are incredibly envious. They see, they want. And it doesn't matter how much a narcissist has. It doesn't matter how much you give a narcissist. It doesn't matter how many times you say yes to them. They're always going to be on the lookout for more. Whether they see an opportunity to take more or whether they create an opportunity to take more. They are always on the lookout to get more. They are incredibly envious of others and they feel entitled to take from others, to pull other people down, to get their needs met, to get what they want. Narcissists are incredibly entitled people, so they believe they deserve that thing. They don't see that they need to work for something in life. They think it's just theirs. If a narcissist wants a new pair of ladders and the neighbour has left some ladders out on the back garden, the narcissist will be, oh, the neighbours don't want those ladders because they've left them out. I wonder how I can get a hold of those. Because the narcissist wants them, because they're better than the narcissist's old ladders. So they will make a story up into their heads of why somebody else doesn't want it and why the narcissist themselves is willing to just go and take it. As a narcissist is happy to take from people, yet very unwilling to give. They only give if they can take something in return. And they only give something that they don't particularly want or that they're not overly bothered about, or the thing in return is greater than what they are giving. And they lack the self-awareness to understand what is wrong within their behaviour. We can all make mistakes. However, most people will question themselves and think, ooh, perhaps I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't the right move. I went a bit wrong there in life. I need to change direction. A narcissist just thinks, well, that was their fault. That was somebody else's problem. It's not my fault. Somebody else needs to deal with that. Somebody else needs to clear that up, because they believe they're entitled to just have what they want. Narcissists are very exploitative people, so they will lie a lot. They will tell the story in their mind to justify why they should be able to just take something. So if they see something left out, that's their justification, that they can just take it because the person who's left it out didn't look after it properly. When in reality, we should be able to leave things out, and people should be able to respect that is somebody else's property. But because they're envious, because they're always seeking more, they believe they should just take, and they will lie to other people, and they will also lie to themselves to get their own needs met. Narcissists take advantage of other people. They're very, very controlling, intimidating people. Whether they use The covert or the overt methods, whether they are more obvious in what they do or more hidden in what they do, all narcissists are covert, because all narcissists try to hide their true intentions from those around them. When they fear exposure is when they gaslight people so that the narcissist can get away with their behaviour. They don't take responsibility for their behaviour. They look for the get out of jail free card so that someone else takes the fall for the narcissist behaviour. Narcissists take advantage of other people to get their own needs met, and when their own needs aren't getting met, they punish people. Narcissists are grandiose. They expect special treatment. They think they deserve better. They are extremely selfish people. It is all about them getting their own way. Why they really can't stand the word no. Narcissists require excessive admiration. They feel entitled to receive that yes from others. They will exaggerate their achievements, they will exaggerate to get their own needs met, or they will play the victim to gain attention and to get people to sympathise with them, to get people to change their minds and say yes to the narcissist. Narcissists are preoccupied with themselves, so they are arrogant, they are selfish, they are stubborn, they are overbearing. They live in a fantasy world of the lies they tell themselves so that they can go around exploiting people and not feeling the guilt or remorse for doing so. They might feel the shame, but they just simply shift the blame to remove those feelings of shame. They are arrogant, they are quick to anger when things don't go their own way, because a narcissist is loyal to their own needs. And those 9 things that's their core values. That's their beliefs about who they are as a person and how life should go for them. So when life isn't going their way, when life isn't going how they expect it to go, they feel pain. They feel criticism, they feel judged, and they have to lash out at others to bring others down, to feel better about who they are as a person and the things they do to people. Therefore, they don't recognise what they're doing to people. And even those who do recognise what they do to people, that behaviour works for them. And as they can get away with that behaviour, they continue to use that behaviour to exploit other people. As that's their beliefs, they believe they're entitled to that special attention. No does not work for them. It goes against who they are as a person. And to a narcissist who is always seeking more, that is when the games begin with them. That's when they can start to plot and plan to work out to manipulate people to get their own needs met. With some, it's intentional. With others, it's instinctive. Either way, they lack the empathy to care for how their behaviour affects others, only how it affects themselves, which is why some narcissists can admit fault if it benefits them. They don't change their behaviour, they just change their manipulation, they change their lies to get their own way. So when somebody says no to a narcissist, they don't like this. It goes against who they are as a person. And there is many different things a narcissist will do. They're like a child who's been told they can't have that last piece of cake the child so desperately wants. And children are very creative in finding ways to get their needs met. And they will push the buttons and push the boundaries of their parents. They are constantly testing their parents to get their own way. And they learn and develop through life. Narcissists tend to not learn and develop through life. They tend to learn what works for them to get their own way. There is lots of different manipulation methods a narcissist will use, from the passive aggressive to the intimidation. So they can sulk at you, they can fall silent at you, they can rage out at you, they can threaten you. Narcissists will often guilt trip people. When people say no to them, they can guilt trip close family members and close friends by saying things like, if you loved me, you would. So that you feel like they don't recognise that you care about them and you want them to feel loved, you want them to feel understood. So you might change your mind to benefit them, not realising you're losing a piece of who you are as a person. Or they might come at you and say, you never do anything for me. So you question who you are and not what they are doing to you. Or another guilt trip is when they come at you and say, what about when I? Again, they only do something for you to take something in return. They expect eternal gratitude, and they will use whatever they can from the past that they've done for you as leverage to get you to change your no into a yes. And as they are the self-entitled hypocrite, if you use something in the past as leverage to try and get them to understand your point of view, they're going to come at you and say, you're too hung up on your past, because they believe they deserve more. So it doesn't matter how much you do for them, they want more. But it doesn't matter how little they do for you. You should be grateful for the little things they have done for you. So while you've got to be eternally grateful for the little things they've done for you, they will always expect more, no matter how much you do or give to them. They want more. When you say no to a narcissist, they will play the victim. They will come at you with, it's not all about you. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's not really a big deal. It's not important. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me, to get you to worry about them and their feelings. Oh, I knew you wouldn't do it. That's just like you. I knew you wouldn't do it. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. Oh, well, you would have done it for your ex. You'd do it for the children. Why won't you do it for me? You always misunderstand me. You never get where I'm coming from. So they're playing the victim so that you sympathise with them. And while you're sympathising with them, you're also questioning and doubting yourself so that you change your mind and they get their own way. They get you to a point where you fear offending them. You fear upsetting them. So you begin to say no and no less and less to them. And then when you do say no, all hell seems to break loose because they're used to you saying yes. You cannot win with a narcissist. No matter how much you give, they're always going to want more. The best way to win with a narcissist is to step away and no longer play their games. Another one is they will paint you out to be the bad guy, their defense mechanism, their projection, where they will accuse you of doing the things that they are actually doing to you. They're going to come at you and claim that you're too selfish, you're too stubborn, you're too awkward, which is exactly who they are. They are describing themselves to you so that they can be awkward and get their own way, so that they can be selfish and get their own way, so that they can be stubborn and have their own needs met. They're going to accuse you of being the selfish, stubborn and awkward one. Narcissists make life very difficult for those around them, yet when they're not getting their own way, they're going to come at you and accuse you of making life difficult for them. Why do you have to make everything so difficult? Why do you have to make everything so hard? Or they're just going to straight out say, I knew you'd never do anything like that for me. A bit of a guilt trip in there, and also painting you out to be the bad guy for not doing something for them, when in reality a narcissist will promise you something and then not deliver on that promise. So they're the ones that will never do something for you unless they can take something from you. A narcissist will intimidate you. If you don't do this, I will. To threaten you into doing something that you wouldn't ordinarily do. Or they can goad you with, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, don't be so sensitive. Oh, it wasn't really that difficult, was it? Oh, I knew you wouldn't be capable of doing something like that for me. to get you to question yourself, doubt yourself, so that they can get their own way. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, if you said no for a reason. So listen to that reason. What was your reason why for saying no in the first place? Boundaries are a deal breaker when dealing with toxic people. Toxic people, narcissistic people, selfish people, stubborn people, entitled people, argumentative people don't like the word no. It doesn't suit them because they're not getting their own way. So when you say no to somebody and their true colours are revealed, that is who they are as a person. That is the biggest red flag that this is the kind of person I need to just distance myself away from, because they're not willing to listen to my point of view. They're not willing to listen to my opinion as I am theirs. They're not interested in my beliefs. They're not interested in my core values. They are interested in themselves. And a prime example is if you ask somebody to do something and they say no to you, you don't go all out to try and get them to say yes. People can do this. If someone's going through a breakup in a relationship, then the friends can oh, come on, you want to come out and have a good time, because they're doing it with the intent of trying to pick that person up. Yes, they might want to go out and have a good time. They might want a friend to go out with and have a good time. However, they're doing it with their friend's best interest at heart. Narcissistic people manipulate. They do these things with their own best interests at heart. So recognize who they are as a person. What do they want from you? Is what they're wanting you to change your mind on beneficial to you or beneficial to them? When it comes to dealing with a narcissistic person, you can say no and draw a line in that sand, and they're going to come at you and come at you and come at you and push you back until you say yes. Once they've got that yes and you draw another line in that sand and say no, they're going to push at you and push at you and push at you. They're going to step right over those no's time and time and time again until you say no, stick with your no. Create that line and no longer let them pass it. And if you lose a few people by doing this, those people were only ever in your life because they benefited from your yeses, because they benefited from getting their own way with you, not because they benefited from your friendship, not because they benefited from who you are as a person, not because you helped each other out, raised each other up, because they were getting their own way. And as soon as they're not getting their own way, they move on to somebody where they can manipulate to get their own way. It's very difficult saying no to people, especially if you were raised by narcissistic parents. So you learn that conditional love. You've never really experienced the unconditional love where you can be yourself, where you can say no. The longer you leave it, the more you're going to be dealing with toxic people. Now, it doesn't mean say no just for the sake of saying no. If saying yes doesn't negatively impact your life, then say yes, but know your reason why as to why you are saying yes or no to somebody, and then stick to your reason why. The same as when it comes to dealing with young children. When a young child asks you for something, don't be too quick in saying no to them. You need to think about why you're saying no to them, because a child is going to fire an awful lot of questions. Narcissistic people can fire an awful lot of questions. Now, with a child, you kind of have an inkling that they're firing these things at you because they want their own way. And you in your back of your mind need to know that if it's a child that's going to keep coming at you, you need to have a good reason as to why, and you need to stick to that, because as soon as you change your mind on the child, they've learned how to get their own way with you. same as a narcissist. You need to stay no and stick to your no, otherwise they're going to learn to manipulate you so that they can get you to change your mind. So knowing your reason why is vital. Yes, if you are in a situation where you are around the narcissist and it's not that easy to break free from, sometimes you can take a step back, just like with a young child, and think, well, this is going to cause this child to have a major meltdown. Is it worth me saying no? Is it that detrimental if they have that lollipop? Is it going to ruin their entire life? Is it going to ruin my life? So I'm not going to say no and then change my mind because they threw a tantrum. I'm just going to say yes because it doesn't really bother me. They can brush their teeth when they get home. It's not, and you have to use that sort of mentality when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. Is by me saying yes going to negatively impact me? No. Well then yes, okay, fair enough. Is by me saying yes going to negatively impact me or negatively impact them? Yes, right, so it's going to have to be a no. Always know your reason why. And once you've said no, stick to your no. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please add those into the comments. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there, create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.